Hey, how's it going, everyone? This video is going to be a little bit different from a bunch of the other videos on this channel because I really just kind of want to sit down and talk a little bit about what I think the state of this industry is in right now, and specifically what it's like to be a beginner coming into the computer programming, software engineering, web development, whatever industry. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this recently, like in the last couple of weeks, because I've been doing a lot more filming for this YouTube channel. I've put out a bunch of courses and stuff like that already, and I don't know. I've just been thinking to myself, like, man, I would not want to be a beginner right now when it comes to computer programming, when it comes to software engineering, and like pretty much all I've been doing for the last 5 years is just creating curriculums, creating content, trying to help people break into this industry. And so I just have some thoughts about that I kind of want to get out. And I figured if I just put these thoughts out into the into the universe, maybe it'll just get some people thinking. But the main problem that I see right now with software engineering as just sort of a discipline is that there's just so many ways to do the same thing. Let's take web development, for example. Like, I have a bunch of tutorials on web development. Web development is something that I've been doing professionally for a while. And when I think about, like, okay, let's just, not even just web development, let's talk about just building the user interface of a website. There's at least 7 or 8 really popular frameworks right now to be able to do that. You got your JavaScript ones, React, Vue, Svelte, Angular. You got like your templating languages, like you can do stuff with Ruby on Rails, Django, Node.js has a bunch of templating stuff. There's like a million ways that you can just build a search bar that sends data to a server and gets data back. There's a million different ways that we can do just one simple thing, right? And that's just the front end of the web. Look at the back end. You got Django, you got Rails, you got Express. There's all these different back end frameworks that just do the same thing. It's like the same code to build a website has been written millions of times. I mean, think about this, right? Think about a standard website. So you have your average website, right? It has a back end, maybe you're managing users, you have, some sort of an authentication flow, and then you have endpoints which serve data from a database. And then you have your front end, which just sort of displays all of that. Just to do that, there's like a million different combinations of technologies, of programming languages, of different ways that you can do that. And look, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, right? If you're a professional developer, you're working at a company, you have choices, you have options, things that you can decide to use this tech or that tech. But you have to think about this from the perspective of a beginner, and also from the perspective of people who are teaching other people how to code, right? That's what I'm concerned about. My job, first and foremost, is to take people who don't know how to code and to teach it to them. And specifically, like, I haven't made videos in a few years, and even since then, like, there's just been this huge explosion of ways to do the same thing. And I think for beginners, it's particularly intimidating, right? Imagine that you're a beginner and you don't know anything about programming at all. You don't even know how to write variables or loops or anything like that. And you're saying to yourself, man, I want to go build a website. So you Google, how do I build a website? And there's like all of these options that are popping up, right? You got the React camp. They're telling you that you need to use the MERN stack. You got the Ruby on Rails people. They're telling you that that's the best way to do it. You got your Python people. They're using Django, right? They're using all these different technologies. And that's just for web development. We're not even talking about like, writing code on a back end or doing anything with artificial intelligence or doing anything like that. And so I don't know, I think this is something that needs to be addressed. I don't know the answer to it, but I think this is a problem because there's more and more of these technologies and these frameworks and these libraries coming out, and I just worry that because there's so many things, everything just gets watered down. Right? When you're coming in as a front-end developer, you need to learn React and Vue and maybe even a little bit of something else. You need to learn asynchronous JavaScript. You need to learn the ES6 syntax. You need to learn Node. You need to learn all these different things just to literally get your foot in the door at a job. Like, why are we as an industry like spreading ourselves so thin across all of these tech stacks? I mean, I get that it's good. It's good to have options. It's good that there's frameworks that are competing for all of these developers' attention. But at the same time, it's like, you can go on a job website and look for jobs, and every single job is going to have some different collection or some different permutation of technologies that you need to learn. So I just think it's good that there's so many ways to do the same thing, but it's also bad because it's just harder to train developers on that, right? New developers are coming up and they don't know which technologies are relevant. They don't know which technologies to learn. And it's just like, especially as someone who's like trying to educate these people, it's just like, you literally have to make tutorials and you have to dive into all of these different things just for it to make sense. So I don't know, like, I don't know the answer. I don't know the solution, but it seems like this is a problem. And it kind of brings me to another point as well, which is another thing I wanted to talk about, which just has to do with this idea that I think a lot of the things that we focus on, even as an industry, are just not relevant. Like, so many people, especially in the JavaScript community, but in other communities as well, they're just bickering over the differences between these two frameworks. You know, someone's saying, oh, well, React can do this like a little bit faster than Angular, or Vue can do this a little bit better than that. It's like, we're literally grasping at straws. Here's the reality of the situation, and this is the way I see it. A website is a website. There are hugely successful websites that are built on extremely ancient tech stacks that make billions of dollars every single year. Like, there's tons of websites that are built on these old, outdated technologies that any modern developer would scoff at. And yet these are websites that are effective, and these are websites that are making money. And so as an industry, like, I mean, as developers, obviously we're concerned with writing the best code, and it's, you know, super efficient and it's super fast, but does it really matter that much? Like, I hear, you know, React comes out with some new update to their API that makes it like, you know, 25% faster or something like that. Now you can render all of these super complex little dots on the screen, and like, is anybody really using that much? Is that really making the difference between a website being good and a website being bad? Is that really what we need to prioritize as an industry? I don't think it is. Yes, we need to keep improving these things. Yes, we need to keep pushing the boundary with our technology. But at the same time, it's like when you have 5 different front-end frameworks coming out at the same time, it's totally alienating to beginners. They don't know what to focus on. They don't know what they should be learning. And the reality is that, okay, this framework's a little bit faster than that framework, or this framework has this one little feature that this one doesn't. I don't think it really matters that much. Does it have any effect on the software that we're writing? Is the success of your software product really dependent on, React being like 5% faster in this one super weird edge case? I don't think so. I really do think that, okay, here's another thought that I have, and I'm just kind of ranting here, but like, how much code is written every year that's just completely wasted? Probably billions of lines of code. Okay, maybe not billions. Millions of lines of code, I would argue, are written every year by extremely smart, extremely talented developers, and it just gets thrown out, right? Maybe you're working for a startup and you build this massive million-line code base, and then your startup fails 2 years later and you threw it out, right? It's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, we're writing all of this code and we're so concerned with it being, we need to rewrite that algorithm so it's even more performant in this one area. It's like, did that stop your startup from failing? The fact that your algorithm was using, big O of n timing as opposed to, n squared timing? It probably doesn't, right? I don't know. It's just like, we're so focused on these little performance increases. We're so focused on these little improvements, and this new framework came out that can do this one little thing differently. It's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect the final product. And I think as software developers, sometimes we can have our heads like so far up our asses and so far in the sand that we don't see the big picture. The big picture is, I'm writing code to do something for me. The big picture is that I'm building a product, or I'm building something that people are going to use. You can write 1 million lines of the best code that's ever been written. You can rewrite the same login auth system that's been written 800,000 times on all the other websites that are out in the world. But if no one's using it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that your algorithm was 5% faster than some other algorithm if your website fails. I just think we need to get back, I just think as developers, we need to see the big picture more, which is we're building software that people are going to use. And if people don't use that software, then we've wasted our time. And most of the time, that 5% increase or that new hot framework that just came out is not going to be the difference between your software succeeding and your software failing. Once again, these big startups, they come up and down and they have the best developers in the world, and they have all these, they have the great CI/CD pipeline. We got a release pipeline coming out. We're doing all this cool stuff. It's like, what if no one uses it? I don't know. I just think we just focus too much on all these like little technologies. Do they really matter? Like what's the most important thing in this industry? It's writing software that is performant. Yes, it needs to be fast, but more importantly, writing software that people are actually going to use and writing software that's maintainable. And when we keep releasing all these new libraries and frameworks and doing all those things, people can't train on them. They end up just being like bad developers in this new framework, right? I mean, you take someone who's been programming, I've done this a lot, like I've done corporate trainings and stuff. You take a team of people who've been writing Angular code for the last 5 years and you try to shove React down their throats and you expect that they're going to write better software. It's like React's not going to help them write the better software. They just need to become better software developers. I don't know. I just think like there's too much focus on, oh, this hot new framework, when in reality we should be focusing on, okay, what's the technology that we have right now that's like pretty solid? Let's just get developers really good at that technology. What if we could just develop a set of standards, like a set of standards that everyone's using these same, 5 tools, and there's a ton of like content which teaches you how to use those tools, and everybody agrees that we should use these standards, and then we just, like, when a developer's coming up, then all we have to do is teach them these 5 or 6 things that are going to help them to build a website, and then they go on a code base and it's using those same standards. I think that's how it should be, right? Why isn't there just one? Why can't we just pick a tech stack and be like, this is the tech stack that we're going to use. Let's train developers on this tech stack really well, and then we can write consistent code. Like as an educator, I'm sitting here thinking like, well, what kind of tutorials do I want to make? Well, I could make, I have a React tutorial. I could do a Vue tutorial. I could do a Svelte tutorial. It's all the same stuff. Like I'm teaching the same concepts over and over again in all these different languages. And developers are spreading themselves thin. Why can't we just have one stack, one set of technology that everyone's using? I don't know. Like this is an idea that I had today, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of rant about it. Obviously, this is super ranty. Like I get that, but I don't know. I like the idea of like picking a tech stack and just being like, okay, this is what people should use. And I don't know, like myself as a developer, like my skill set is teaching these things, right? That's what I can do. I'm probably not going to write the next big framework. I'm not going to build the next big compiler, render system or something like that. But I can teach this stuff. And I'm almost thinking to myself like, man, maybe I should, like, instead of me focusing all my energy trying to teach all these different technologies, maybe I should just pick one and be like, okay, like, here's how you want to build a website. Here's the 5 things you need to know. And I will walk you through all those 5 things in super good detail. And then if you're a new developer, you can just come in and like watch that content. And now you know how to build stuff. And yeah, maybe you don't know all the front end frameworks. Maybe you don't know all the back end frameworks, or you don't know all these specific things, but you know how to build actual stuff that people want. I don't know. Anyway, that's my little rant about this. I have some notes here. But yeah, I just think it's about like, what's our goal here? Is our goal to just like make cool frameworks? If it is, great. Or is our goal to develop technologies that help us to build cool stuff? I don't know. Like when there's all these different things and different ways of doing things floating around, it muddles the space, especially for beginners. Okay, here's another, this is kind of unrelated, although it kind of is related, which is like just the way that we're vetting software engineers in this industry too. I mean, I've just gone to so many interviews and they all just ask the same useless questions. Like people in interviews are just asking the same exact stuff. I've been in so many interviews where they're like, okay, how do I insert a node into this red-black tree? Or, okay, I want to, invert this binary search tree. How do I do that? What's the algorithm? Or like, how can I, find a node in this tree and log n time or whatever? It's just some stupid like data structures question like that. I have never once had to do any of that in the industry. Look, there's certain people who need to understand these like crazy data structures and all this performance timing and all that stuff. Like that's fine. But how often is that really the difference between your app being good or your app being bad? I would say almost never. It almost never comes down to this one algorithm. It almost never comes down to, this junior dev that you're hiring, understanding, the intricacies of an ordered queue database or something like that, or a priority queue database, right? More often it's just like, do you have developers who can work together Are they able to collaborate on code? Do they have consistent style in the code? Do they have, a process for fixing bugs? Like that's the stuff that we need to be asking people about. Can they actually build real software? Can they write tests? Do they know how to maintain a code base? Do they know how to follow coding standards? Do they know how to name variables? These are the things that are important. These are the things that every single day when you go into the office or you join up on your open source team, these are the things that are going to affect. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, well, this interviewee, he wasn't able to reverse the binary search. He wasn't able to, traverse the binary search tree depth first or something. Like, it has nothing to do with anything. Also, you can just teach people that. What you can't teach people is like teamwork and like working together. Like those are the things that we should be testing for, not like some weird abstract data structure that, and most of the time the interviewers just want to do that just because they can't think of anything else. I don't know. Okay, this is like a lot of just like ranting and like disparate thoughts, but I was kind of in a ranting mood. And I think to sum it up, really what I'm trying to say is we have a problem in this industry, which is there's no standards. There's no consistency. It's just the Wild West. Like there's so much code that gets written, which is just so bad. It's just written so poorly. I mean, I've just been doing a ton of consulting work, working with different companies, working in different code bases. And it's like, I don't know, we need some way to train developers better. We need some consistency so that we can say, hey, you want to become a web developer? Here's these 5 things that you need to learn. And now you can go out and work on actual websites and you can focus on building things that people want as opposed to tweaking your algorithm for, 5 days, even though that algorithm's already been written in some other code base. Okay, anyway. I just think it needs to be addressed. Like, I don't have an answer. But I don't know, like I'm trying to think myself as an educator, like how do I help fix this? Because I don't know that again, I'm not going to be the one to write the next big framework or anything like that. But I'm thinking like, what if I focused my teaching more on a more core set of technologies and really focus more on helping people build real applications, focus on the things that people actually need as opposed to all this crap that's just like thrown out. And I don't know. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on this yourself, please leave a comment. If you like the fact that I'm ranting right now, you can leave a like. But otherwise, I just thought I'd make this a short video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.